How is it possible that the Australian military had lost war against a bunch of birds? After World War I, a lot of Australian veterans became farmers. Following the Great Depression, the government urged them to increase their wheat production, promising them tax relief and assuring them that they will for sure be able to sell it. Fast forward, the price of wheat keeps dropping. Farmers still pay normal taxes, and on top of that, 20,000 emu birds decide to settle on their farmlands, completely destroying their crops. At this point, farmers obviously started crashing out hard. Government still tried to brush everything off, but seeing how insane people are starting to get, they finally decided to take action. They sent out 3 guys, with 2 guns in total, to hunt down 20,000 birds. Oh, and the farmers had to provide them with food, housing, and pay for their ammunition. Major Meredith and his boys were deployed on November 2, 1932. As their first mission, they tried to hunt down a group of 50 emus, but guns that they were equipped with turned out to be too short range to reach the birds. Even with farmers trying to lead the birds into the line of fire, soldiers were unable to hunt them down. It also turned out that emus aren't easy to hunt down at all. You see, emus are anywhere between 1.5 to 1.9 meters tall. They can run up to 50 kilometers per hour, and because of their tough bodies, they can tank a lot of damage. On top of that, they instinctively follow some kind of guerrilla warfare tactic, where in dangerous situation, they split into smaller groups and run away in a zigzag pattern. During their next mission, soldiers sighted a group of over 1,000 emus. This time, they waited for them to get in their shooting range, but after dropping only 12 birds, both of their guns jammed and the birds ran away. Things were not looking good, and in one last desperate attempt, Major Meredith instructed his gunmen to mount a gun on top of a truck, attempting to do a drive-by on the emus. But the road they were driving on turned out to be too bumpy to attempt any accurate shot, and the truck was too slow to catch up to the birds. Once again, emus split into smaller groups and ran away. On November 8th, 6 days after the start of the campaign, the trio had already used up a quarter of their ammunition supply and was supposed to have killed anywhere between 50 and 500 emus. But as you may predict, it was definitely closer to the lower end. When the government heard how the whole operation went down, they went, "Well, at least we tried," and left the farmers on their own again. But farmers kept crashing out, and 5 days later, Major Meredith and his boys were once again deployed to try and kill 20,000 giant birds tweaking on steroids. If you believe Major Meredith's report, over a period of a month they killed over 900 birds, and additional 2,500 died due to injuries. But it's commonly agreed that the numbers are hugely inflated and not accurate at all. But even if these reports were true, it meant that almost 16,000 emus were still running around, completely terrorizing farms. Even though farmers were still furious, in 1934 the government stopped pretending to even care and simply refused to send the army again to deal with the emus. Instead, they launched a bounty program, rewarding farmers for hunting birds on their own. And like that, over a 6-month period, close to 60,000 bounties were claimed, resolving the emu problem. To this day, Emu War remains one of the most absurd wars that ever happened, where for 2 years the military was being clowned on by a bunch of birds.